Our first guest up tonight, let's give her a late night welcome. She's an author, she's a lifestylist, Rosie Battista. How you doing?
I'm good.
Now, Rosie, last time you were on this show was July 23rd, 2009. What have you been doing all this time?
5 years. I've been entering bodybuilding competitions.
I mean, life's been good to you. You look
Writing
good.
books. I have my gorgeous kit.
All right, nice.
Which is great for New Year's. And yeah, been busy.
Now, why don't you talk? You refer yourself as a lifestylist. What is that?
So as a lifestylist, I help people style their life to support their goals. So really, it's all about lifestyle. If you want to feel better and look better, you have to do the things in your life to support that. And so I help people to figure out how to do it.
That's good.
Yeah. I was actually just talking to someone in the waiting area, and he's like, oh, I don't know what to eat for breakfast. So that's a lifestyle thing. So what time do you get up, and are you running, are you rushing? Figure out how you can get a healthy breakfast in.
That's the hardest thing, is the diet, it's everything.
Yeah. It's huge. The food is huge. Even for like the bodybuilding competition, it's like 80%, I would say, or more.
But you do, and I'm not just saying, you look better now than you did 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I consistently eat well because for my health and at this age,
Do you mind telling people how old you are? I know you like that.
I do. I'm 54 years old.
You're 54, right?
So.
That's good.
Yeah. And that's what sleeping naked does for you.
I love sleeping naked.
Yeah, it's good. It's healthy.
I'm teasing
it's
you.
very
Now,
good.
you're on your third book now. When you first came on, you were in the
was like it was in the middle
Yeah.
of writing the first one. Can I show you what it looks like?
Let me see what you got.
Because it's very pretty. I like it. So this is Sleeping Naked.
You can hand it over. I'll show.
It's a guidebook.
I'll show the. Let me get
It's
a camera shot over here.
300 pages. Yeah, and then I have the cookbook that goes with it, Cooking Naked.
All right.
And then I have everything's naked. And then I have the naked truth.
You don't got like no X-rated pictures in here, do you? Or is that like an extra book? Does that cost more money?
Yeah, it costs more money. Yeah, and really the naked is like, this is the thing about naked. It's when it comes to food, it's like eating food in its most natural form. So anything without a label, and that kind of encompasses every single issue that you can have with food. It's pretty resolved if you eat naked. Is there no gluten, no dairy, no sugar?
So what do? You sit in your bed and you're naked and you're eating, or no?
You could. And the other part about naked is like for women over 40, when you get lost in taking care of kids and husbands and bosses and you forget who you are, you know, to really pull back into yourself and get naked, call it naked, but really let go of all the ideas that you thought about yourself and just become who you were meant to be.
I think that's a great name.
Yeah,
it's definitely an eye catcher. It's a good promotion, you know.
It gets people's attention that you need to be your best awesome self.
No, for sure.
And everybody gets to do that.
And what I really want to know is, you know, at 50 years old, you went, as you were saying, you went to a bodybuilding competition. Like, who does that when you don't even ever do that? What's the story behind that?
Yeah, well, it's kind of a cool story because you know how when you have a black cloud over you and everything seems to be going wrong. So it was in my second divorce, and my kids were all leaving, empty nest, and I lost my house, and my business was in the toilet, and just yucky stuff. And I was like, what am I going to do? I was literally in a pile on the floor saying, what am I going to do? And the idea to enter a bodybuilding competition came in my head. And it sounds like crazy weird, but it had been something I had thought about. And then I'm like, well, I don't know, can I do this at 50? You know, and then I just decided, okay, I'm going to just do it. I'm not going to listen to what anyone says. And it's kind of one of my messages that I teach is that to be less interested in the reasons that you can't do something. That if there's something that you want to do, no matter what your age or stage, you just do it. And everybody's capable of that. It's like a belief. It's if you believe you can, then you can.
No, you got to have the mindset for it.
It's all about that. Once you say, oh, I don't think I can, you know exactly what happens.
And once you start, you can't finish.
Yeah. And it was like when I was doing that competition, sure, it got hard. I mean, but I would say, okay, I'm going to fall in love with this idea, that this is what I'm choosing to do. And that's another tip. Like, if there's something that you have to do, just fall in love with the idea. Do not be interested in the things that like, oh, this is so hard, blah, blah, blah. You know, if you decide to do something, just like do it. That's it.
Did you find it harder to do later on in your life?
Well, I did it. So I did it at 50 and I did it at 53.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I mean, and then I'm competing against I'm competing against a lot of women and everyone younger than me, at least by 7 years. And I competed on stage against my daughter, which was so cool. So I was 50, she was 20, which was really, like, that was a lot of fun.
I was reading part of your book last night because I just got to the chapter you wanted me to read, and I saw the picture with you and your daughter.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was your daughter when I first looked at it, because you look not that far apart in age.
Yeah, it was really
didn't.
cool. It was really cool. It was a fun experience for us to do together. It was like an 18-week journey together, and we really kind of kept each other focused, and it was cool. It was a lot of fun.
Good luck with that. Now, you also filmed part of a documentary. Did you finish it? What's the plan for that?
So I'm not finished it yet. I could see why it takes movies so long to get made, because there's always something.
The budget, the money.
That too. But I had some video guys just follow me around and watch the experience and how my body changed. So this was like, so I had to get, like, I put myself in a bikini and I filmed front, back, side in the same exact position for 21 weeks. Every week I did it, so I could see how my body changed over the time. So I filmed that, and then I filmed everything that I was going through and all the challenges, and yeah.
Now,
so it was cool.
One of the quotes in your book that you were saying that, like, women over 40, especially over 50, they kind of give up on their health and themselves a little.
Yeah.
What advice would you give them if you had to help them?
Well, I mean, I would say that this is the better half of your life, because what happens is you get to do whatever you want. You know, in the first half, it's like you're learning a lot of stuff, and you get really smart at the other side of 50. Like, all of a sudden, everything becomes, well, for me anyway, it's like I felt like I stepped over a line. I was like, ta-da! Now anything that I want is possible, and I realized it was. And that really is the core message that I have, is that, everything you have is already inside you. So your brilliant self, you just have to let it out. And sometimes when we're younger, we're so caught up in taking care of everyone else, we forget about ourselves. So that's the thing.
Well, what's the plans in the future for you? It's almost your time.
My plans for the future are to be sitting like behind a desk like that on a TV show.
Right.
That's my plans. And to do some cooking. Oh, and I brought you a naked cookie.
Nice.
So
Does
it's
it got
made
boobs
with
or no?
Okay, so my cookies are made with no flour and no sugar. I did put a couple drops of chocolate chip, dark chocolate chips in there.
You want me to taste it? Can I taste it?
Yeah.
Good.
Wait, what was that?
No, it's excellent. It's good. Very good.
Do you need a milk to dunk?
She gave me a box of them to go home with, so I got to throw the Oreos away now.
Bring me some extra. Yeah, throw the Oreos away, because that's like fake stuff. You want real naked stuff. That is a naked cookie.
See, I went on a diet last year. I did the isogenics. I lost 25 pounds.
Yeah.
It was great. It was torture, but
why torture?
It was hard, but I can't leave Oreos around in the refrigerator because I'll eat them all in a day or two.
Well, why do you have
That's
them?
like everybody.
Right. So
but I only do that like once a week.
So that's a lifestyle choice. Why do you put them in the refrigerator? Why do you buy them? That's a lifestyle choice.
Yeah, no, you're 100%
so
right.
if I came in your kitchen, if you were my client, I would go in your kitchen, I'd probably throw everything away.
I did that for 6 months with none of that crap. I forget about it.
Right, but it has to become something. You don't want to go on a diet, gain the weight back, and then go back.
No, you don't want to gain the weight back.
Right, so how are you going to do that? You have to make the changes that are consistent and sustainable.
But when I go home, I'm going to mark that in my book, I promise.
You throw the Oreos away?
Yeah.
Don't eat them, throw them away.
Well, listen, Rosie, come back to the show anytime.
Okay, I will.
Rosie Battista, everybody. Yeah. Rosie, she's a real class act. Hope to see you soon.